Hi guys, it's Arran again with another review. This one, as you can see by the symbol on the front, is the Super 7 Green Ranger. Not the glow-in-the-dark one, because I kind of saw the point in that, but not really in figure form. But as you know, I love the Green Ranger. Quick thing about Super 7 is that Super 7 is one of the companies that works with Hasbro on Power Ranger figures. But anyway, I'll give you a turn around of the box, or the outer box, or as they call them, sleeves. And so it has the Green Ranger logo on the front, power coin rather, I should say. And coming around to the sides, doesn't really have much on the sides. But one thing I will say is I love the vintage style of packaging. They've gone back to the kind of 90s style packaging. On the back it has a big Mighty Morphin Power Rangers logo. Vintage logo, it even has Saban on there. And again, I love the metallic look on all of these boxes. Again, nothing on the sides of the sleeve. The outer boxes got metallic gold dragon coin on there. But anyway, that's the outer box. Now what I'll do is I'll show you the inner box, where you'll actually see the figure as well. So here's the inner box with the Green Ranger, as you can see. I'll give you a turn around of the box. He has a absolute ton of accessories. Again, love the vintage style of box. Stuff on the side, and circling round to the back now, you get a picture of the Green Ranger, telling you the story of which all you guys will already know. And this guy does come with an absolute boatload of accessories. He also comes with 2 weapons that have never been released before. So there's 2 weapons that he came with that have never been released before. This is the only figure that has come with these 2 weapons. I don't even think the Glow in the Dark Green Ranger one comes with them. Anyway guys, let's get him and all of the accessories out of the box and have a look, shall we? So here's the Super 7 Green Ranger out of the box with a absolute boatload of accessories, and I mean boatload. He's just before I give you a turn around of him on the table. I hope he stands for it. He's taller than the Lightning Faction figures, as you can probably tell. And slightly different green to the Lightning Faction figures as well, I think. But one thing I will say about this guy is he has a lot more detail to him than what Hasbro gave theirs. Now, Hasbro's are great and I love them, but they're not as good as Super 7. And yes, I am being a bit nitpicky. But anyway, I'll give you a turnaround of him. By the way, he does have 2 shields, which I'll show you in a second. So he kind of has the soft rubbery shield on him at the moment with the gold armbands. With the detail that's absolutely perfect. You can see the detail on the gloves as well, on the glove cuffs. You can see the black dragon dagger holster, which looks amazing, which I'm actually glad they got right. And on the back it's looks great on the shield, kind of flat on the back, which is how it was on the show. And again, the boots look absolutely incredible. Detail on the boots. And the helmet is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. The one thing I will say is, when I saw the promo shots of this, the holster for the dragon dagger was white, which, if they were doing the Fighting Spirit one, I could understand, but they were doing the Revews version of the Green Ranger. So I was a little bit confused about that. When I saw it white, I was like, don't do this to me. Again, I did have to wait quite a long time for my Super 7 figures. Can't remember how long, but it was definitely a good few months. But they are worth it, and he's out for the general public now, so you will be able to get hold of him quite easy, I think, now. And one last thing before I get onto the accessories is the level of detail on the helmet, and the shininess is incredible. And again, the helmet does come off. The one thing I will say, just quickly, Super 7 helmets do not fit on the Lightning Collection figures. But the 6-inch figures, the Blade Blasters and that, weirdly do fit in the Super 7 Ranger hands, and they look okay, weirdly enough. Anyway, onto the accessories. So, where do I start? This is the thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the excuse me, the two weapons that have never been released before with any Green Ranger at all. Not even the Japanese Rangers were released with these. So what I'll start with first is the Sword of Darkness, not the Sword of Darkness, excuse me guys, the Sword of Power, which you saw in the Green Dream episode, where they called on it to give Tommy an extra boost in power, because he got turned evil and took it to Volcano and then gave it to Robo Goat. And yes, I'm not making up that name yet, that is actually his name. And Robo Goat used it against them and nearly defeated them, weirdly enough. But it's great to actually finally have this weapon, and the paintwork on it is absolutely incredible. Highly detailed. The silver on the blade is phenomenal. And it's not a bendy sword like the Lightning Collection weapons, so don't try and do extravagant poses with it or anything, because you will snap it. And then to get a replacement, depending on where you get it from or where you got it from, rather, you may be able to just get a replacement sword, or you may have to send the whole Ranger back and get a replacement of the whole thing. It's one of my things from Super 7, which I haven't reviewed yet, I had to send back because of an issue. But I won't go into that until I review that figure, which again I absolutely love. Now, this I have absolutely no idea how to hold it, for one. But I also have no idea what the name of this is. Because in this episode, they don't call it anything, they just say to Billy, the making of this weapon worked perfectly, which is what they used to defeat Turban Shell. And Tommy had to basically get swallowed by him and then use this, I'm just going to call it a heat gun because that's basically what they used it for, was to heat up the inside of Turban Shell, and then they used freezing cold water to freeze him from the outside, and that's how they defeated him. But yeah, it's great to have this. Now I'm going to show you the shield, because the reason I said that is he has two shields. The one he's wearing, or he's got on him at the moment, and I need to figure out how to hold this now. That was easy. The automorphin Green Ranger shield, which is, you know, the old flip head ones they released back in the old 90s, where they had the shields that would pop on and off. They've released one of those with this, which is great, but to be fair, I probably won't put this one on him. I might show you in the video if we can work out how to get that one off. Pardon me, sorry guys. Sorry guys, you probably did hear that one. But yeah, the detail on this is fantastic, and it comes in two halves, so I've just joined it together to make it easier to show you. But it is made out of the same plastic that the original automorphin shield was made out of, so it will break if you're not careful with it. But I'm pleased they've included it, even though I probably won't use it other than to show you in this review if I can figure it out how to get this one off. And I'm going to show you his other three weapons now. We're nearly there. Well, sort of. This is the Sword of Darkness, which, again, I'm really glad they included. And actually, when they first released the press images of them releasing this one, he didn't have this, so everybody wondered whether they were including this, because he didn't have it in the press release pictures. but the silver on it is fantastic. The black on it is awesome and just looks fantastic. And as you can see, the little orb there, little kind of red orb, and if I hold it like this, you can kind of see the dangling tassel, which so that's great to see. And it's exactly the right colour as well. The hilt, the handle of the dragon dagger is perfect. Not the dragon dagger, sorry guys. The sword of darkness is perfect. One thing I will say with this one is this one does actually slightly bend, so whatever you do, don't bend it too far because it will snap, and you don't want that to happen because you'll be really peed off with yourself. So make sure you don't bend it and snap it. And now, 2 weapons left. Which was, let me work out how to hold this. Which is the automorphing dragon dagger, which back in the day bugged the hell out of me because I did it in silver. So that really bugged the absolute crap out of me back in the day because they did it in silver. And as usual, they did the little hole there so you could pin it onto the automorphin's belt because it had a little spike in the belt that you could pin it onto, and also had a pin in its hand that you could pin it onto. But there's a weird thing with this. What's going on with that extra bit on the end of that? That's just a bit weird. It's almost like they've extended it when it actually shouldn't have been extended. But yeah, that's the automorphing dragon dagger, and again I probably won't spray it with this one. Because you guys know me, I like my traditional Green Ranger stuff. And the other weapon is, make sure I hold this right, is obviously the dragon dagger, the fully painted correct dragon dagger. Looks fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Fits in the holster perfectly. Fits in there absolutely perfectly. And they've got the dragon coin symbol on it, which looks absolutely amazing. If there's one thing I could change on it, I would make the silver there a bit more visible, because on the actual blade it's thicker and a bit longer, the silver bit. Anyway, on to the next weapon, and this is actually the last weapon, which is the Blade Blaster that the automorphing Rangers had back in the day. Now, as you can see, it's all white, so it's not cracked, which is a shame. But again, they've done it how it was in the 90s. But anyway, that's it on the weapons, so to speak. So now I've moved on to the heads, and this is, hang on, let me check. Yes. This is the evil Green Ranger head, with the kind of angry mouth and green eyes. But the hair is really good. Not exactly like JDF's, but pretty damn close, I think. It's long and I mean, I don't know what you say. You just had his hair long. Although when it's wet, if you look in the Turbo movie, it goes all frizzy. But one thing I didn't show you when I showed you his face was he has the green headband on, like he did in the, I think it was the first Green Medieval episode. One thing I will say is I think the skin tone is a little too white for him, in my opinion anyway. But then he was a teenager here, so they're probably trying to make him look like a teenager. Because those of you that don't know this, he was only, I think at the time he was only 17 or 18 at the time when he was in Mighty Morphin, maybe early 20s. So anyway, that's the evil looking head. Which when I first saw this head on the press pictures, I couldn't quite work out what it was for, and then I zoomed in on the pictures, saw the eyes, and then realised that's why they did it. And just checking, because I know at that time he did have an earring in, which they've not done him with this earring in, unfortunately. And this is him when he's the good Tommy. Yeah, his eyes are normal, so he's the good Tommy, not the bad Tommy. Looks fantastic. And here he has a ponytail, which is classic Tommy, to be fair. I'm just checking again to see if he's got his earring in. Yes, they've actually included it on this one. On this ear here, he actually has his earring in. And then I've only got, and this is going to sound a little bit macabre here, guys. I've got 2 arms and several sets of hands to review. Do not fall over. Thank you. So, here's one of his arms, and he's doing kind of a classic JDF Green Ranger pose with it. The green matches the figure perfectly. Diamonds on the cuffs are perfect. Very lightweight arms. Now the one thing that confused me, why give him different arms? Why not just give him more hands like you've done there? God forbid. I don't really get why they gave him 2 sets of arms. But obviously the hands do come off because of movability and hold it like that and use one finger, you can see it moving like that. I think the arms or wrists do bend, but they're quite stiff at the moment, so I'm not gonna do it until it's loosened a bit, because I've noticed, depending on where they are heat wise, the joints tend to loosen a little bit to make them a little bit more pliable. And again, same with the joints that clip onto the figure, that clip the arms onto the figure. So that's one arm. I still can't get over I'm saying that. And then the other arm is, I think it's the same pose. Again, paintwork is perfect. Again, the hands do move. This one may be a little bit easier than the other one. But one thing I will say is be careful when you're switching out the arms, because these could break it if you're not careful. So anyway, now on to the hands. I'll start with these hands first. This is him holding his morpher. This is when they do the whole morphing thing, which you can also do with this figure, which is awesome. And the gold on this figure, on this morpher rather, is better than the Hasbro 30th anniversary one, and I mean much better. And we just have a quick look at the morpher again. Yeah, it does. The morpher has Power Rangers written on it. The Dragon coin is perfect. And also the Dragon coin is actually proper gold on it. It's like the proper solid gold one. And it also has behind it green for like when the green power's behind him when he morphs. So yeah, that's the morpher in this hand. And then I think the next hand, judging by the look on it, yes. This hand is for playing the dragon dagger. I can tell that by the way the fingers are. Because he has his fingers in a certain way when he's playing the dragon dagger. But again, no imperfections on these hands at all. They still have like the little zigzaggy bit, which is perfect. Excuse the ice cream van, guys. on camera there. But it has the zigzaggy bit, so that looks absolutely awesome. And if I go to this hand next, let me move that hand there for the one I've already done. And this hand is again for playing the Dragon Dagger rather. So he has the hat, this kind of hand style again. But turn it around, you can see it better like that. And again, absolutely no imperfections with it. So this here is another posing hand. Now, this is also a classic JDF pose. But again, the level of detail on the gloves for these is just incredible. Absolutely incredible. No imperfections at all. Everything's perfect. Now, last two hands. Which I think this hand is actually the same as the hand I just showed you. Just the opposite side. All this could be one to hold the Sword of Darkness, I don't know. But again, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Love it. Last hand. Again, this looks like, to me, either a posing hand or a hand that can hold a weapon. Could be either. Again, looks absolutely fantastic. Love it. And pristine, no issues at all with paint issues rather. And that's it for all the accessories and weapons. On him, I'm just gonna tilt his head down because that was bugging me, the whole thing. If there was one thing I would change on it, would be the colour of this shield, but this is still a great gold. It's just not the shiny gold that everybody's used to, like on the Sentai one and on Mmpr itself, but it's still great colour gold. And actually one thing I did notice, and this could just be me, I think the armbands are a different colour to the shield. But I could be wrong. So, this is him with the shiny gold shield on. And let me just stand it back up for a minute. You know what, I'm going to hold it. But yeah, this is him with the shiny gold automorphic shield on. Now, this was a pain in the rear end to put on. You have to pull the head off, which is terrifying because it cracks as you pull it off. Not cracks it off, but you know what I mean? And then you have to pull the arms off, which is also absolutely terrifying. Particularly if the figure's brand new, because they are really, really stiff. And then this shield just pops over his head or over the ball joint, and then clip the head back on, and there he is with the shiny gold shield. Now what I will do is I'll do that because it is very loose on him, but then it was very loose on the original automorphing ones, which is how they kept falling off and breaking. God knows how many I broke over the years, but unless you want to have it with that shiny shield on, I would leave the shield on that it has, because one, it's a pain in the arse to get off. Two, the other shield I think will last, and it looks better to a point. I mean, it's not shiny like this is, but it's still gold. And the other shield is also flexible, so whatever pose you put this figure in, the other shield will bend to, whereas this won't. It will go to a certain extent and then it will eventually pop undone. The score on this, 10 out of 10. Because the amount of accessories and the two weapons that have never been released before. So anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.